Hello, thank you very much for tuning in. Happy Christmas to you if you're tuning in. And it's just a few days after Christmas. Well, belated Happy Christmas 2024. And we've got the new year coming up tomorrow. This is the 30th of December 2024 when I'm making this video. So anyway, this is an unboxing video. I'm going to unbox a record which has arrived that I bought on eBay. Only one, so that's not much really to make a video out of. However, I've also got something else to talk about, which is two eBay records which I've decided to return, and I'm going to explain why I'm returning those records shortly. But anyway, without further ado, let's have a look at this record which has arrived. I think I know what it is. So here we are, here's the box. It's actually quite a thick box and there's only one record in it. So anyway, that's going to be useful to me for shipping several records. So I do recycle my packaging and I've got plenty, believe me. I don't think I'll ever be in a position where I need to buy packaging, probably because I buy lots of sort of records, like one or two at a time on eBay. But when I sell like sort of 3, 4, 5, 6 at a time, or if I get a large order for, say, I don't know, 50 odd records, then obviously I've got to find another solution other than these, which I have done in fact. And I must say, I do take a lot of care in packing, making sure that everything arrives nice and shipshape when I sell records. And I'm also very, very picky on condition, which is why I'm going to be talking about the records which I'm returning, because when I buy records from eBay, either they're for my own collection, if it's a really unusual record and I can't sort of get a replacement for it, if the condition isn't that great, then I might just keep it. But if I'm going to sell it on and the condition is not good enough for my own customers, then I'm very, very picky about condition, which frankly is a really, really good reason to buy from me, because you'll see the two records that I'm returning. You know, one of them isn't in such good condition, and although a lot of people, when I made the original video, they said to me, oh, actually it doesn't sound too bad, but I'm very, very discerning when it comes to listening to records, and I expect that my customers are also very discerning and selective. Okay, so anyway, here's the record. It's been bubble wrapped inside. So I don't really know how much difference that makes. I would rather see stiffeners inside than bubble wrap, because let's face it, bubble wrap's not going to really do much good. Having said that, so far I haven't had any records being damaged in the post, either by me sending or arriving by Royal Mail. In the background I've got a Riga 2, yeah, that's my main turntable. And you know, some people have said, you better upgrade your turntable, Stuart. A Riga 2 is not good enough. You know, whatever you've got, I mean, to an audiophile, it's never going to be good enough. Whatever you've got can always be upgraded. And I use a Riga 2. I've had a Linn Sondek in the past, and I think that by comparison, you know, this sounds pretty good. So I'm quite happy with it. My next upgrade on this turntable is going to be the cartridge, because I'm just using the original cartridge which came with it. Anyway, let's have a look at this record. Now, when I buy records on eBay, I'm always thinking, how unusual is that? How sort of interesting is that item? I don't like buying common records that we've all seen. Karajan, yeah, Karajan, not Karajan, Karajan. Yep, I get your point. Two people on my last video pointed out that it's pronounced Karajan and not Karajan. Yeah, actually I know that. And it's just my lazy English tongue that sometimes I will just slip into incorrect pronunciation. But if somebody said to me, what's the German pronunciation for that? Yeah, I would say, yep, Karajan. Why do I say Karajan? I don't know. But today we're going to say Herbert von Karajan. I'm actually quite good with pronunciation on non-English composers. For example, Khachaturian. In the English-speaking world, most people say Khachaturian. But I was married to a Russian woman for 20 years, and I said Khachaturian. She laughed. She said it's Khachaturian. So with stress on the last syllable. So there we are. I'm actually quite good on Russian pronunciation, and probably not so good on German, but I know what the pronunciations are, even if I use the wrong one. So I would say to you, there's no need to remind me what the pronunciation is, because I've been selling records now, what, for 30 years? I've been listening to music for classical music for 35 years. So believe me, I know what the pronunciations are, even if I don't use the correct form. So save yourself the trouble of correcting me on the pronunciations, but thank you. Okay, so what have we got? What we've got here is what I call an interesting record. So when I saw this, I thought, that looks interesting. That is the kind of record which, if I don't sell, I would like to have in my collection. Haydn sonatas on early pianos. First of all, you don't often see Haydn piano sonatas. And secondly, on early pianos, the forte, the sort of tinny sounding forte piano of the type that Mozart was used to and Haydn. I thought that was really interesting, and we're going to give this one a quick spin. So let's just have a look and see what's on it, the label and everything. And by the way, I got this for £6, including shipping. I can't remember if it was a buy it now or an auction, but I was really pleased to get it for £6, including shipping. You know, I don't really think I can make much money out of that. I'll probably keep that in my own collection. So Richard Burnett, I don't know that soloist, and it says forte pianos by Michael Rosenberger, Vienna, circa 1798, and John Broadwood. Well, we've all heard, you should, if you listen to piano music, you should know what a Broadwood is. Yeah, so Broadwood, London, 1801, the famous piano maker. And the label is Amon-Ra. Never heard of that. So there's the back of the jacket. Really good condition. Really pleased with the condition of the jacket, and some great information on the back. Now that's what I call an interesting record. Yeah, and forget about all your Karajan's, all your Sibelius, your Tchaikovsky symphonies, and you know, Rachmaninoff and everything like that, and ASDs and records which you see day in, day out on eBay. Forget about all those. I mean, they're records that you should have in your collection already. But something like this really interests me. When I see an unusual record like that, I think, oh, I've got to have that. And Haydn sonatas on early pianos. And it's got sonata number 35, number 41, and number 60, and number 61. So yeah, 4 piano sonatas on one record. Looks interesting. And I'm just reading here, it says here that Haydn visited England in 1791, and of course the impresario Solomon brought Haydn to London, as many of you probably know, and he also wanted to bring Mozart. Unfortunately, Mozart did not go. Mozart was hoping for a court appointment, and of course he got, I think, a kidney infection at a lodge meeting, and subsequently died. If only he'd gone with Haydn to London, if only he'd accepted Solomon's invitation and come to London, we would have looked after him, we would have paid him here in England, and you know, he could have lived another 10, 20 years, think what we might have had. But no, he had to stay in Vienna where he wasn't appreciated. But let me not start rant, I'm not going to rant on that anymore. So there we are, yeah, really happy with that. Let's have a listen to it, shall we? So here's the record. Yeah, do any of you know that label, Amon-Ra? It says here, where's it made? It's probably made in England, I would think. Well, it doesn't actually say. I think it's an English pressing though. Yeah, it doesn't say. So anyway, let's have a listen, shall we? Let's have a listen to this tinny 18th century piano. Fabulous, absolutely love that. I've heard that sonata before. I've definitely heard that sonata before. I don't really know the Haydn sonatas, but I've heard that one before. I think it's one of the, one of the sort of really top-class sonatas that Haydn composed, and my God, he certainly composed a lot of them. There's a John McCabe set on Decca, which if you stack them, they're like this, all 100 or so piano sonatas. It's amazing. Okay, well there we are. That's the end. No, that's not the end of this video. What am I talking about? Okay, just quickly. So these are two records which I recently reviewed, unboxed, and I'm returning them both, and I'll tell you why. First of all, this one on one of the sides, it was described as EX, but it's got some crackles. Actually, for the first 2 minutes on one of the sides, it's unacceptably crackly. So I decided in the end to return this rather than keep it. I mean, really, I paid £10 for it, and I expected it to be in really better condition than that. So I was going to keep it, but no, I don't want it. I don't want it here. I've actually opened a return on that, and I'm paying for the return, which I probably shouldn't have done. So I'm paying £3.50 to send it back. I'm going to get net £6.50 back. I'd rather have that and take a loss on it than get saddled with it and have to try and sell it. And it doesn't meet my standards to sell on my website. So where am I going to sell it? It's no good at all. So there's that one. Some people said about that record, well, keep it because it's acceptable. Well, it might be acceptable for me to listen to, but I've got other versions of the double concerto in superb condition. I don't need to listen to that. So I've got absolutely no use for that record. Okay, and then there's this one, which I was looking forward to getting this set, and unfortunately it's a mixed label set. It's it's gold and black. Yeah, I don't like mixed label sets. It's of no use to me, and I paid £15 for that, and I'm returning that at my cost, £3.50 to return it. So I'll get back on that £11.50. Yeah, so I'm going to lose money on that, but I would rather lose money on these two records than get saddled with them, and nobody's going to buy that on my website, on my lpclassical.co.uk. Nobody's going to buy that unless it's something like £5. I might as well send it back. I made a mistake there. I should have checked the listing better, and I did apologise to the seller. I said, yeah, I'm returning that at my own cost. And on eBay you've got the option to do that. If you don't like something for whatever reason, you can return it. So I decided to take advantage of that and return both these records. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the Haydn and agree with me that that was an unusual record worth having in your collection. Bye for now.